You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Critical Mass Radio!
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
And welcome to Outside the Box, criticalmassradio.uk or .co.uk. Sorry, guys. I'm having a morning. I'm having such a morning, pole shift and all. Anyway, yeah, thank you for bringing into Outside the Box, Three Fates edition with yours truly and Ninja and Moth. It looks like both Moth and Ninja are having issues there and with Skype and what have you. So we'll just see how that. But, all things perfect, guys. So it's all good. Wow, what a ride, eh? Just a second, I just had to do a quick post here. Okay, just one sec. I'll just send it as is. Get everybody in the loop to let them know we're here on criticalmassradio.uk, and what a lot of fun it is. Oh my goodness. I got to tell you, I haven't been on the computer much today at all. Maybe a half hour before, 45 minutes before coming on the air here. Well, really, we're just had to start texting with people and Skype and what have you. We've got a lot of messages on Facebook to get to. I haven't checked my email in a couple of days, so I'm not looking forward to that. So I am doing my best to stay in direct contact with everybody, and I will do my absolute best. Please bear with me. I will, and I always do make an effort to connect with each and everyone that does contact me. Sort of like Santa Claus that does answer the mail, you know. So really, the actual, right? So I like to make sure that people know that we're connected. You know, so that's what consciousness is all about, and that's why. The whole aspect, a great post by Trace a bit earlier there with regards to you cannot be a leader, nor can you be a follower, right? Here's talking about if you're following and leading, right? If you have the assumption of following or leading. If you're following someone, you're granting them, you're I want to follow you. And now listen, there's a very fine line between resonating with what someone is sharing with you and following them, okay? When in your own truth and your own light and you hear the confirmations, these are not the directions that you have to follow. These are the confirmations that you already know. And this is going to keep you on your own straight and narrow. So that eliminates the whole follower concept. That's where people, if truly are, I know you are, I see it every day, countless ways. And that's where I stay. I'm certainly not leading anyone. I'm certainly not going to follow anyone, right? So that's the whole thing about pedestals, right? Pedo stalls. Yeah, okay, that works. I think it was mentioned. Yeah, good observation. Good phonic. And then we have the leader side. Well, why is it so bad to be a leader? I'll tell you why it's so bad to be a leader, because it means I'm stealing somebody else's energy, and I don't want it, because I have all the energy in the universe. Why would I need it? Also, if someone chooses to be a leader, what they're saying is they're actually weak. They're actually weaker than a follower, right? Someone that thinks that they need to lead people is someone with a serious amount of ego that is, and I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. If someone needs to be a leader, that means that they need to be worshipped. They need the pedestal. And here's the other mirror of that. If someone claims to be a leader and wants followers, well, what they're actually doing as a leader, led of the light of God in the mirror. You see, lead, gold, lead, turn gold, lead into gold. Oh, okay. I you knew that. Okay? And what's happening here is they're trespassing the shit all over everybody's game, right? That's the difference between holding up a fishing rod and saying, hey, look what I got. What a cool tool. Watch this. And you fish for yourself. And if someone's being a really good observer, not a follower, and certainly not a leader. If they're being a good observer, they're going, hey, that's pretty cool. I want one of those. Cool, and there it is. And it's there for everybody, right? So you can catch your own fish. Because there's nothing more damaging to the human soul than giving someone fish all day, never teaching them how to fish. And that's a bit of a full pot, but really it's about showing from your perspective how you fish as to how you land the big ones. And then you simply show them, here's the spot where we fish. Come on over. This is the fishing rod I use. If you like the model, there's lots of them. And let's fish together. Let's see how many fish we can land. And that's the game to me. I don't want to, fish with someone that's going, I'm going to catch a bigger fish than you. Well, I'm going to tell you, great, I hope you do, because the big fish that you catch matters for me just as much as it matters for you. So have at it. There's no competition there. That's called co-creation. That's called getting it together, team-wise, right? And that is the T note of love of M, which is the electromagnetic, right? And you have the am in there. Oh, you can mix this all up, right? It's beautiful. It's all encased in the phonics. The whole universe is created with sound, and that sound has been transferred into little shapes and squiggles and lines and stuff, where someone has said, well, this particular shape means this particular sound. And if you agree with that, then you are in contract with it. So I choose to break contract with all the literals and start having a bit of fun with my own purple people Phoenician game, right? Now, purple, of course, is the color of royalty. It's the color of the crown, your crown. It's the culmination of bringing the red and the blue, the magnetic and electric, masculine and feminine, into balance. Because when you mix red and blue, what do you get? Well, you get purple, don't you? So if you want to see an allegorical example of something or someone that is completely out of balance, out of whack, just have a look at the top of a cop car with the flashing red and blues, right? Conflict, right? Yeah, I know, I get it. You're in conflict, and you're out trying to show everybody else how out of balance you are, to see how out of balance they are, and listen. It was funny. There was a post with apparently all the barristers or lawyers. Let me get to it. It's pretty funny, actually. I thought it was anyway. Let me see. Someone had posted it. I love to give credit where credit is due to me, right? That's you. Oh, yeah, it's great. When you know that you're everybody, you take credit for everything. Oh, yeah, and that includes all the bad stuff, too, because that's you, too. All right. I'm just scrolling down here. This is really funny. This is how I look at the world, all right? I just I glance at the allegories just to see what's going on as it relates and only pertains to me. Oh, great post, by the way, Adam. Yeah, the crown upside down does look like a pair of balls and a dick, doesn't it? Yeah. Have a look at it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you got to turn the world upside down to see it properly. You got to turn it inside out and backwards, too. You got to step through the looking glass, Alice. When you get on the other side of the looking glass, it really just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. Here it is. Thousands of barristers walk out for the first time in protest at plans to slash 220 million pounds from their, trough, their piggy trough. But what's interesting is look at who the real sheeple are, right? Oh, they prove it. They've got their little lamb wigs on, right? Look, and they're all the black sheep. You get it? I don't know about you, but what about the concept of the lions? We are the lions, we must rise. And, of course, the lion has to lie down with the lamb. Because the truth is, these little lambs, these little sheeple, the real sheeple, are asleep. That is the darkness of consciousness. That is the true dark that, I'm just going off my Facebook page to show you the allegories. They come into me in real time. Okay, Carl Jung said it the best, and that was shared by Tracy. Tracy, thank you, Trace. Excuse me, different traits. See, there's different traits. Here it is. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's your answer. the dark part of our consciousness, the lambs, the real sheeple, the lawyers, the barristers, the judges, the cops. I mean, look, the cops are out there where they're flashing red and blue lights. They're screaming, "Look, I'm out of balance! I'm out of balance! I'm completely asleep!" Right? So it's our job to awaken that part of our consciousness, not beat the shit out of it. Right? You're the lions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The real fair fight, right? Lion against a lamb. Sure, that's a fair fight. We've had it in the mirror long enough where we thought we were the sheep and they were the lions. No. Everything's mirrored here. You just got to see it from the other side of the looking glass. And when you do, oh boy, all that angst and anger, the stuff that stops you, the emote ions, the no ability to cast spell ions, the creations. Yeah, that'll keep you all tied up in knots. Nautical ones too. Gee, I wonder why they call it naughty. When someone is bad, they're being naughty. N-A-U? Yeah, it sounds awful like nautical, or the knot I call. Let's tie ourselves up, shall we? This is the binding of the onion, or Orion, or the union. You can spell it any way you want. You can change it around any way you want. I'm not sure. Well, we got Nick in the call. Oh, yay! I'm not sure about you, but not equals, not do not. That's creation is all about that. It's about being original and creative. And if you're following rules, if you're coloring inside the lines, damn it, you're a follower. Dare to be you. Ninja, are you there?
Yeah, hi ladies.
Did we get, just checking to see if, we haven't got Moth in. I did try to bring her into the call, so I'm not sure if she...
Okay. I thought I saw her in, so that's why it was ladies plural, but how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I don't have any lines. Unless I've drawn them myself, those ones.
That's exactly the ones. Yep, that's exactly it. You draw your own lines. You draw your own boundaries. You live inside someone else's boundaries, or you draw your own. You choose.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, eh? I got to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, every day is fun, isn't it? It's just whether you choose to look at it that way, I suppose. And it is easy, very, very easy to get, pulled back into the drama. I'm doing that every hour. I'm back and forth like a yo-yo. But I'm aware of it. That's the point. Just trying to reach that place where it's not happening quite so often.
That is the key to the game. It's not. You nailed it right there. It's once you are aware that you are getting pulled into the drama and then pulling yourself out. That just being aware that there is a drama that you're getting pulled into is the key to this game. That is the real separation of you from the program ego, the little voice that keeps talking, no, do this, do that. Think. No. No, it's time to get all quiet about that shit. So I'm looking forward to finishing off this second essay, the Cain and Abel one, which I will do after off the air. I was going to read The Enemy Mind to give people a perspective on that. Again, this is the once a week on the main board show, which I love to do. Sorry about last week, guys. I was just exhausted and traveling, and just a lot of stuff wasn't gelling. And yeah, I really needed the break because I did. I just called my own shot. So I thought, you know what? Distance makes the heart go fonder, and I got to tell you, I love you even more after that. So it's awesome. Are you still there? I got Mike's line open, and I've got area code 816 open. So let's have some fun today, shall we? Who wants to jump in first? Michael? Hey, who we got on 816?
Hey, this is me. I'm going to remain anonymous because I really don't have anything deep and special to share. I just want you guys to know that I've been enjoying your radio show, and you've brought a lot of reality and a lot of things that are working among the planet that are making it a better place. But yet, I still am more of an esoteric person, and I want some more magic brought into the show. So maybe that can be something I can do later. Meanwhile, I'm still kind of shy and don't really know how to present myself or respond to the show, but I just wanted to be part of it. So here I am, and thank you for answering me. I think that we're way beyond talking about, who's doing what and why and all that kind of stuff. That's the old paradigm. We're in the new paradigm now, and we're talking about what we're going to do about it. And it's not just about, the cops are bad and, this is bad. We all know that. I would assume everybody on this radio show is way beyond the information that we're sharing. But then again, that might be my ego saying that, because I've been studying it for years and years, that I think that other people already know it. Yet I feel that once we're at this level and we're doing this thing, that we need to take it up a notch, and we need to know what we're going to do on that higher level rather than worrying about the lower vibratory frequencies, because we don't acknowledge them. If we acknowledge them, they continue to exist. So, in my opinion, what are we going to do as I'm not sure even the person's name who told us how when we go above the sine waves and the regular bouncing around and following that wave, once we've grown above it, and what we do, like you said, we're feeding that downsize with all of our newly recognized and accomplished I lost my words. I'm just hoping that we can do something that is above the lower frequency and keep something that those of us who are trying to do a higher frequency and keep that in mind and connect on that level. That's what I'm wanting to get from this radio show. And on that note, I'll stop on the head before I embarrass myself.
Oh, it's all good. And yeah. One of the things about what I talk about, most of the stuff that I want to convey, I just, at this point, again, this is about every day wanting to bring it up another notch, right? Because something new enters, new as in I've already known this, KNEW, new comes into view. Mm-hmm. And one of the most difficult things to do is to convey these really, and I'm talking out of this world epiphanies to put into this very limited language. And what is happening right now with phonics and the sounds, once people start getting into the magic of sounds and how to break the rules of that program, that's where you step way above that wave. And I got to tell you, I had a dream this morning, and the coolest thing. This is how I know we're at the maximum peak of our potential right now. I was talking about roller coasters last night, and here I am in this dream of this, and I'm talking monster roller coaster that was literally thousands of feet tall. And there I was in the first car, right, sitting at the crest of this wave looking down on creation and observing it from such a position, and then having, feeling the rocking, just a gentle rocking at the top. Imagine a roller coaster thousands of feet tall. You might have a play in it, right? So you're just kind of up there, you're going, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is quite the ride. And that was the feeling I had. There was no fear. There was like, yeah, this is cool. And then, of course, I put my head over the front of the car looking down, and it was just this beautiful, absolute track of let's get her done. And I was talking about the potentials of the wave last night, like the roller coaster. Get to the top of that wave where we reached our maximum potential of kinetic energy, and then release it. So what that told me, and I got to tell you, I woke up with a Cheshire grin on my face. And I love to hang around in that in between worlds. Not quite asleep, right? That just so I can observe the other things that have been going on in the dream, right? So, that all that tells me right now is we are at the top of the potential wave, and here we go. Ready to play?
Exactly, and as long as we keep reinforcing and talking about the lower wave, obviously there are people who are still caught there, and I've been caught there for quite a while. But when we do, manifest a higher wave and are able to connect with that and be part of that. What I would hope for this show is that, as I said in one of my posts on Facebook, that we are the jewels in the crown. We are all jewels, and when they smash into each other, then we are creating some very powerful stuff. So as long as we're creating this very powerful stuff of the jewels meeting one another and expounding and creating, when we take it back down to a lower level and say what everything wrong is, everybody knows that's on the show.
Okay, let me clarify something on that, because here I just want to show the perspective that this stuff gets shared. Anytime I share something that would be deemed, quote, negative, unquote, what I'm trying to do is to show the contrast where it is showing you how much further ahead you are, right? When you can see something so dark, you are seeing it from a position of light. Now you can see the distance that you have come. Think about how you reacted to something, say, 2 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, and then put that in perspective now, and you will see that roller coaster potential wave you have built is incredible. So for me, it is about looking at these things, converting what would be deemed a negative energy, and transmuting that energy into a positive potential. That's how you climb the wave. So when you look at something that you would be deeming negative, have a look at it from the look at you and how much further you are ladder. This is the Jacob's ladder. This is the contrasting of the rungs of how many rungs you've climbed. It's not about getting caught up. Yeah, you can get caught up in the drama of all this nonsense. I don't. I have no time for it. I laugh at it because I know that is the sleepy part of the consciousness. So the trick here is to start getting people, other points of consciousness here, to see it from the positive contrast of what it's doing for you instead of what it's doing against you, to neutralize it.
I do understand, and don't kick me off because I didn't let you finish your thought. But on the same token, what really meant a lot to me is when you told about how, then on the sine waves and the waves in general, when we wave up way higher, then those things that we do and that we create, we're going to shoot that down to the lower. And they're going to have privy to what we've done on the higher waves. And although they might still be lower, they are still, again, made privy to the light and the higher frequency, and they have a choice to then grasp onto that and go higher or remain where they are, or understand that once we go higher and higher enough, that what we shoot off, what we're done with, that's going to go back down, and even that is higher than a normal negative. And when I say negative, I don't mean like a bad thing, because we all know that negative is magnetic, and where all things are held.
Yeah, negative is creative potential. Positive is intent potential. So the high of the wave, this is what I was explaining last night, when you're at the highest point of the roller coaster, below you is the arc. The arch? The arc. That is the negative aspect of the wave, where that huge area of potential creation is. And I mean, that's the problem with the language. Negative is feminine, and it's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is explained. Yet the way we have taught in language is to assume things. With negative, because for so many years, when I heard the word negative, I thought, bad, no, all those kind of things. And then I thought feminine, okay. But now I understand that it's like a capacitor. It's like the ability to hold all that the battery is able to then produce. So the negative energy is not a bad thing in any right. What it is, it's the ability to hold what has been stored into it. So it's not a bad thing either. When we know how to use the battery to enact that, what we've been holding in the negative, to change the positive so that we are all higher. Well, again, it's shown in the allegory of electricity as we know it in physical sense. what we're doing is transforming ourselves from being a resistor and heating up, okay, to being a capacitor, which is taking that energy and storing it versus having it burning us up. So this is what we are the battery.
Right. And sometimes that's tested because we think we got it figured out and we think, we're all good about it. And most of you don't know what I'm talking about, but a few days ago online, I was bombarded. All of a sudden, the different things, I was hopping here and there, and I was having all this feel-good stuff, and my heart was, just like coming open and bursting. And then all of a sudden I felt not attacked, but I felt like there were like 100 eyes on me. And suddenly then I couldn't hold that. I could no longer hold that higher frequency because my fears and my animalistic nature came forward and said, wow, you're making a fool of me. Wow, you guys set this up. Wow, you guys are doing this to me. And I did not realize that, once again, the universe is giving back to me what I am putting out to it. And nobody is doing anything to me. But that's kind of hard when you're doing something on a certain level, and then all of a sudden it comes from so many directions that all of a sudden I wasn't in charge. And that really threw me for a loop, and suddenly I had nothing to say. I clamped up. My heart chakra opened. I was burning up inside. My adrenaline was flowing. And you even mentioned, if it's the same person talking, I don't know, that maybe I couldn't hold that high of a vibratory frequency. And that scared me a little bit because, indeed, maybe I can't. So these testings and things could be making ready.
I was waiting for Ninja to jump in there. Make sure we got her.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Ninja.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about what you're now talking about. You mentioned the dream you had, and some of the key words you used in that dream took me to the lyrics of a song called On Top of the World, I believe it is, Down on Creation, and looking down on creation. And,
hello. Guess what song I was humming when I woke up? I'm on the top of the world.
Top of the world, looking. Yeah, down on creation. And then, who wrote that song? Who sang it anyway?
Karen Carpenter.
And Kate. Come on, your Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, no, it's all over the place.
Since you've been around,
yes, thank you. Yes, we know the song we're talking about now. Thank you. Can I just continue? And for those who don't know, Kate is a master carpenter. And which tarot cards did I pull for the show today as we were getting going, as I like to do? Again, talking about the top of a wave, if you like, looking at the edge, over the edge. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that's rather apt.
Win fortune. Excuse me, but we have to win fortune. I don't understand that statement.
That's because that's not what I said, dear. I said the tarot card that I pulled for the show today is the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, the wheel turns, and this is our opportune moment, right? You see, so all things for a reason. And I'll tell you, the only time we can be moved off of our ability and potential, typically with something like fear or whatever, that's still an emotional charge that needs to be addressed. And what I do is anytime I see something that gives me any sort of a reaction, I instantly know that is part of an ego program. So
and in the Arthurian deck, which is, as you know, Kate, the one that I use,
me too,
pulling these cards every time, the description for the Wheel of Fortune begins. Oh, I think I'm breaking up. I'm not hearing everything.
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Same here.
You there, Nenge? Because I was hearing her fine. And Michael.
I'll try again. It's just okay. It's very difficult for me to hear myself at the moment.
Yeah,
you're there though, hon.
So, in this moment of silence, could we speak again about what did we lose when our girl just now lost what she thought was a clear communication, because that was probably very important what she had to say.
Well, yeah, it always is. And again, I know that everything is perfect, so it's for me, it is just a shifting of lateral timelines. So that's all I'm looking at. That's all I ever look for is the shifting of the timeline. And I do not see any mistakes at all. We can't. We're God. Everything's perfect. We just have the illusion. Mm-hmm. And that's where the tricky little bastard, the TLB, the ego, comes into play to give us the illusion that oh, I've done something wrong. Actually, no, you haven't, because everything that we do in creation is to achieve bliss. The only way we can do that is to change our perspective, and the only thing that holds us from seeing that perspective is the tricky little bastard who's got its hands on your helm, your mind, your ship. So anytime I sense any of that, I know it's programmed, so I just immediately look at it and discharge it. I don't give it any power over me.
When you say, I'm sorry, I'm so bad about interrupting. Please forgive me. I'm new at this, okay? But when you say illusion, okay, we all know that shun is an action, and when you say illusion, then you're saying sickness. You are in sickness by the way you're using your ions. That's what I see with illusion. Would you please correct me?
No, I don't correct anybody because everything's perfect. Well, there's ways in phonics you can look at illusion. Il, you, psi, on, or il, you, psi, o, mind, creation, right? Creation, mind. It is about changing the intent. So once the Phoenician spell is broken, knowing that there are multiple meanings for every word, and if you take the word literally, you are owned by the definition, or the D-phi, my I, shun, right? Phi being creation, D meaning un. So that's your definition. All right?
You know,
so
shun,
what's that?
Shun.
Yeah.
Shun and shin are often corresponding to a disk in the atmosphere. A shin is a disk in the atmosphere that is playing a record, so to speak. So when we speak of shin, we speak of a pre-programmed atmospheric, help me out here. Shun and shin. Shin is a disk, and it has everything programmed in it. So when we allow ourselves to be, finishing off.
And the shins are ruled by Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. Everything correlates. Everything ties together. All I want people to see is how it all connects together in this web of creation. When we start limiting ourselves, that's exactly what the spellings do. It limits our way of thinking. It limits our choices, thinking that a word means this, that, and the other. I mean, I just use the language now as a means of communicating an idea based on the literals, to remove the literal concepts, to bring people into the real magic. And here's the other side of that same coin. We can talk about magic all day long. Here's the only question I ask anyone. Are you ready to be an all-creating God where every one of your thoughts is manifest? And I, for one, would say no. But I'm getting a lot better.
You shut me down.
What's that?
And actually, I'm so sorry. But you shut me down the other day when I was speaking of things that I wanted so badly to be able to hold that higher vibratory frequency. And what happened is there were things that I'm so attached to in the lower vibration, so I wasn't able to hold that higher vibration. And that's what I want to learn to do. I want to learn how to cut that golden string and no longer, be part of the, and when I say the lower, I mean the people who sit around and gossip and, life over and blah, 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 blah.
The answer to that's very easy. It's very easy, and this is the one that people have the hardest time with. Accept all things. You see, we are being very selective. We have been trained to be selective. That's what polarity is. We choose one or the other. All right? When you can accept all things as perfect, nothing can shoot you down. Nothing, and that's exactly the point.
When we can take shift as consciousness into anybody's reality, then we don't really have to attach to any of it. So how, it's not such a stretch to be able to go into their reality and experience what they're experiencing and maybe even give them like a shot of light and love and then come back up to where we are. So kind of the ladder that you speak of, the ladder where we can go down there and we can, because they are us too, and to go down there into all we are, even those things about ourselves and of people that we don't want to admit we are. When we can go down there and shoot a zap of light and then come back up and say, hey, I'm not attached to that, but I gave what I've learned to them, and they have a choice to either expose themselves or not. So that's very powerful, and so then we can come back up and we can do the like the sine wave thing. I remember the book Above Black. I remember how we smashed sine waves. I remember how we, introduced other things into our consciousness and our reality. But yet we can't be up here and think that we're better than those down there. We have to be able to take what we learn up here and adjust it to those down there because they are us too. I am that too.
Well, it's a very simple thing, how to make it simple. Listen, it's like this. If you can be offended, that's ego. It's like this. You have to be the one. This is why the responsibility always lies on everyone's shoulders, independently and completely. And this is how you start removing somebody else's causal ability over you. If I was to call someone an asshole, they can choose to be offended or not. Someone calls me that, first thing I'm going to do is, okay, well, what is it that I am doing to create this? Here's the thing with me. I don't have anything but good intentions. That has been my game plan all along. I do not wish anyone any harm in any way. I do not wish to trespass on anyone's free will choice. I have my own game to worry about, and that's the only game I have to worry about. So it is entirely up to me whether I'm going to be offended by someone else or not. And if I choose to be offended, then I have made a choice to be at effect, and that is an ego reaction. Go ahead, call me whatever you want.
You did that the other day. When I was listening to y'all's radio program and you got mad at what somebody said, and you said, hey, I'm out of here. Fuck this. That kind of thing.
Okay, all right. Let me clarify that. I wasn't leaving because I was pissed off at anybody. I left because I'm an empath and I can't stomach the bullshit energy. That's all about me, baby. So if somebody's offended, well, then they can go fuck themselves because they're still running a program, right? So I have no time for children babbling. So I'll just move away and let people work it out, and I want nothing to do with that. If someone if you're going to sit at a table and there's a food fight, are you going to stay there? No, because I'm not going to worry about getting covered in shit. I'm going to walk away.
So
that's what adults do. No, I wasn't. I was looking.
You just chose to extradite yourself from that so that you wouldn't be.
Okay. Well, I know that I'm dealing with a pure ego right now, so okay, I'll talk. Do you want Fluffy to come to the table? I'll bring Fluffy here for you, baby, and I will put you a complete everything I say. If you want that, I can do that. I'm trying to make the whole notion of being God real to people. It's not about, I was fuck that. If you're offended, then grow up, grow a pair. Because that's not my intent, you see. It is not my intent to hang around where things are of a negative energy, because I am an empath that cuts right through me like knives, so I don't have time for it. Now, go ahead, judge me. If I want to stand in the middle of a fire go ahead, judge me.
No, sweetie, I'm not judging her at all. I just wondered how you had the guts to extradite yourself from that.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Minch.
Yeah, thanks. This is a bit tricky for me because our caller doesn't understand. She's not very clear to me. I'm getting a little bit of broken up feedback here, so I'm going to find a slot to push myself into. Because, Kate, I'd like to remind you that Gary promised us he was going to join us today to discuss his progress in the UK with what he's doing with the information we're sharing.
Excellent.
He seems to be having some difficulty joining through the usual routine, and I wonder if you might bring him in with us.
I sure can.
Just so that he gets a chance to speak in his own time zone. That'd be really nice.
Okay, and I think I personally had enough of the back and forth here, and no harm, no foul. It's just I want to move on. Okay, so
correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I know. I think no.
Extradite. Should I now what's the word? Should I now get out of the game and let you guys do your thing?
Well, you're still welcome. Everyone's welcome here. All right, get Gary in. Let me see if we bring him in. Right. Okay. 1 sec. Yeah, it'd be great that Gary. Haven't talked to him in ages.
Hello, Kate.
Gary. Hey, how are you?
Very good. You?
Good. What's on your mind?
Did that last caller understand that evening? Because I give you fair respect. You know, night after night, Kate. That particular evening, you know, there was. You've got to have respect for people. You've got to allow people to speak. You've got to listen.
Hey, Ninja.
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Gary.
Oh.
Oh, you're there.
Oh, yeah. Am I all right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. That's a while.
Yeah.
What's a long time.
Yeah, what's on?
But I've been listening in, and it's all good. I'm getting into this prosecution. I think it's a pretty good idea. If I can only get a GP to...
Yeah, I don't want anyone to area. The only thing is in the universe. You're planting seeds. This is the power of God.
Yeah,
this is about planting seeds.
Doing that.
Yep, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. I've approached two mayors. In fact, I'm thinking of standing for mayor myself, and then I can do it on my own.
Get the consent of the sheep. Absolutely.
Yeah, they vote the mayor in, so all I've got to do is become popular in the parish, and maybe they'll vote me in.
There you go.
Well, I'm already popular in the parish where they meet. So not the place where the prayer books don't have handles, the other one. I'm quite popular in there, so I could get a few votes from that area. Anyway, you were talking last night about the pole shift, and as it happens today, I saw one myself.
There you go.
In our village.
Yeah, there was a pole that upside down on my face page was a pole shift, right?
Yeah.
Look around.
There's another way of looking.
Yeah, the piece is not erect anymore. It's now limp and fallen down. Turn the crown upside down, and that's what you do, right? It's a game, boys and girls, and everyone, I won't say everyone, there are many that still take it far too seriously. When I play Pin the Tail on the Donkey, I want everyone to play the same game. If you don't want to play that game, then that's fine. I'll go and play another one. I'm okay. That's why what Mark was saying there at the table the other night. Seriously, I just don't have time for it. And a lot of here, I'll tell you. Here's what else was going on in the back of my head, because I knew I had Maggie waiting with Christopher. Okay, I'm the consummate host. I want everyone to get their say, right? I had Maggie waiting patiently with Christopher to come into the call, because that was the energy of the show that we were doing, and then it got completely derailed. And of course, I'm really getting people's faces to the point where it's like, okay, this camel has been packed to its next. I'm getting away from the table that's throwing food everywhere. I'm just going. I went and had something to eat for the first time that day, because that was the first chance I had. Okay, so there's my evil intention of walking away from the table. I just had enough, and I had the I feel these things when people are waiting to get on, who have been specifically asked to come on, and they don't even get a chance to do that. But fortunately, on Sunday night, Christopher had Maggie on, and it was a great call, and got to hear a lot of beautiful things. So they're just shifting from one day to the next. That's all.
You just got to laugh at it.
Yeah, I've been listening. Good, Kate. I wanted to tell you, because I was chatting to the ninja this afternoon about the blood and nerves court.
Or if I'm just not.
I hear fine.
Aloha.
Can I tell you, I heard a pause. Am I interrupting right now? I heard a pause.
You're breaking up on
I'm here.
Aloha.
Aloha, Mike.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, how are
you guys? Yeah, I'm wonderful. Many reminders and this pole shift, and then I want to hear from you guys what you're going to say. It reminded me from green, like you were sharing, to purple, from the heart to the balance of the red and the blue to the purple and the
red and the blue. The serious connection.
To the purple.
May I say something? I will get off here real quick because I know.
Okay, listen, let people finish their thoughts. This is exactly what drives me nuts. I'll open you back up again, but be patient, please. Michael, finish your thought, please.
So it's this, again, harmonizing of the sacred masculine, sacred feminine, as you guys remind us so beautifully. And this is the heart, clear channel to the truth. I'm really happy to hear this and connect with you guys on this. I'm getting this beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, most welcome. Here's the thing, too. Gary had mentioned of the North Sea. Let's stay on the elevators, will we? There's a movie that's coming out this Friday, I'm sure. Something about the Midas box. Anyway, I was watching that. The Prince Regent Island, an imaginary island, of course, could be. I've never seen it anyway, but is located way up in the North Sea in the movie. So just a core thing. So I listen to things as they pertain to me on my yellow brick road to show me that, yes, this is a magical place. And that's all I'm trying to do, is get people to focus on themselves. See, I'm just one of your voices in your head, as you are a state voice in my head. It's up to me to see what needs to be out. It's like outside me, that's mine. I create that conflict. So I choose no conflict.
And it gets to this simplicity.
It's still conflict for everything there. And how am I interacting with her? I learn a lot I learn things just by living. I'm observing, right? That's the new observer. I'm at the top of that roller coaster looking down. And, derogatory. I've got a point to see everything that I need to see. So I'm not looking down. I'm looking at, and I've got a way of it. That's all it is. I'm in truth will set you free. You can see. We have long moved out of the valley. Remember the song "One Tin Old" was we're making with the people, and after the valley people slaughtered the mountain people, who would give them the gift, it was goodwill to all men. You see, in other words, that everything I see. So for me, it's how do I adjust myself to move like in a time of one.
May I speak before I hang up? Very quickly, I will hang up.
Yeah, jump in.
You're breaking up so bad, I can't even have a clue what you're saying. Have I interrupted again? I can thank all of you who can hear me. I can say for all of you who are hearing me, there is a divine feminine, and we are connecting, and we will change things. I know that might not be part of the exact plan that you have, and it might not even be right. It might be a figment of my imagination. But from all that I've known over all of these years, I can say right now that we are about to come forth and we are about to make some changes. And I'm sorry for the interruptions I made, and please excuse me to the people who have valuable information to share that I wrote over with my words. I was just a little bit excited, and I couldn't hear it all. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I understand that I was a bit of a bull in a china closet. So meanwhile, y'all just know we got this covered. We got this covered, as you do in all your little different ways. In my way, I got this covered. In your ways, you got this covered. And it's all covered.
So good. We can for
something simple I was reminded of.
Who I've got on the call with me. Here.
Go for it, Mike.
Yeah, I can hear you guys good. Can you hear Kate good?
No, really bad.
Yeah.
You're coming through so clear.
Okay, excellent. So are you. So I was talking with some friends, and I was listening to a few different guys. And a simple reminder of, we always talk about thoughts, truth, and where does it line up. People are like kind of afraid to take responsibility for their thoughts. And I was like, it's a lot simpler than that. We don't have to be afraid of that. Our natural thoughts, there's nothing disharmonious. Let's put it clear. Our natural thoughts are in harmony with ourselves. They're not going to create anything out of fear because our natural thoughts are based in love. And when we start having these thoughts that we're thinking, well, whether they're fear-based or control-based, like thinking money is here forever, and not even having the thought that, no, it's going to go away very soon, that's mind control. That's not your thoughts. Just recognize that. Oh, throw it away. Because that's not your natural thoughts. It's as simple as that. So when we are talking about freedom and responsibility, welcome it, because it's going to be in harmony with our heart and our truth, and we can create all day from there. The other ones, recognize it for what it is, and discard it.
I think, Mike, that ultimately, ultimately, there is the fear of unknown.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't fear the unknown, because you're going to create good things from that vibration. We shouldn't fear this unknown.
No, we should embrace it, laugh, enjoy.
Yeah, but what happens, why I can describe it, just because it's happened to me, is it's kind of that trick again. Anarchy and chaos, different things. We want anarchy. We want that true freedom. Chaos is the control system and what we have out there in not fine fashion. And it's just, somehow it's this gray area is, I don't have that gray area so much. That's either truthful or it isn't. It's either in harmony with nature or it isn't. And whether it's from my own creation and my own fear, which ultimately it is, I'm laughing. And anyone we externalizing some authority or power higher than ourselves, again, we got to be laughing again too, because it's not real.
You're right on the money. You're right on the money. Who are these people?
Well,
Who the fuck are these people?
If you ever hear Neil Kramer, And I posted to Kate, give this guy a listen to. Read some of the stuff he says. And he'll put it in some words that connect to some of what we talk about. But like we say, who are these people? And
we've been asleep for far too long.
Yeah. Well,
time to wake up.
I've heard it. I've listened to some guys. They've called it different, and I don't want to put names to some of these so-called beings or entities or energies or thought forms at the moment. We can. Santos's Kate have shared it with us and others. Simple reminder, again, we have to, it doesn't get more complicated. That's why we don't have to fear it. It gets simpler. And when we align ourselves with that truth, don't fear that unknown. That's the love flowing out of you. But that other side where we see call it mind control, pretty much most of it is, thoughts out there to entrap us. It's not, like we were saying, it's not gray anymore. It's pretty much, this is clear, this is coming from love and truth, and that's coming from something we don't want anymore. We're not trying to create anymore, and it's on its way out. Just recognize that, and you literally are figuratively, imaginatively empowering your right source in yourself instead of this externalized game that we finished.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And so again, what do we've had this question again. Where do we go from here? Well, again, we keep tuning in like we do. Keep checking out the knowledge that's unfolding for us, and each in our own way. And I believe, it's not a question of belief. I know my imagination. I got a pretty big imagination to imagine wonderful, beautiful things. And I think that's what we keep, in a way, feeding into not only our consciousness, but our subconsciousness. And again, this is radiating out. People are going to see a tree, connect to the nature. This is as simple as it gets, and the picture starts changing, because we know those old thought forms that created this commerce, economic mirage. It's part of the unreality signal.
Mike, this is what I was sort of alluding to last night, was the fact that when you know this, at what point do you say, well, what is the purpose? What do I do now? Is it a community-based system? Do you help the community? I mean, ultimately, what I see is that you can sow seeds with people, and if you, I come to the realization where, these people want arguments. They, I think I might have mentioned it before, where you get somebody they're trying to suck the energy out of you.
Yeah, and generally it's going down something a little too personal. It's all right. They just got to remember, take a breath. But it's shifting us off of where we can be, where we are actually, when that happens. And it come back to center point. And people ask, what's that question people ask a lot? What do you do, especially in America? What do you do? Which church you come to? I don't know what it is in England or Ireland or other parts of the world, but it's always been this question that people, exactly like, what's your name? And never had the standard response really to that. And so what do we do from here? One, we hold our purpose, and our purpose is, as somebody will put it, wake up from the slave system we've been, we kind of help co-create it around ourselves. Wake up from that, in that. Recognize that it ain't black or white. You're in the mind control, and your mind is catching parts of it, and that's the slavery system. Or you're free in your heart, standing in your truth, standing in the truth. That's it. And we're going to recognize that more and more, every one of us, each day. And it's not a linear time frame. Each day. It's each moment. And that's why, what do we do from here? Well, we're sharing it. But my remembrance is, it ain't tomorrow. It's today. Always hold that thought that this world where we still have violence, harm being caused from fear, from that old paradigm, is gone. For me, at least. That's the world I'm co-creating. And when that's finished, then we'll be like, yeah, let's laugh some more and dance some more. But that's our focus. And it can't be some career job. It can't be some, what am I going to do for money? Do whatever you have to do for the moment to do that. But projecting into that time frame is the slave system. It's the mind control.
Yeah, I totally appreciate what you're saying, Mike. And no, it's not a career-based decision. It's, you know, it's I don't know. Would you call it a philosophical point of view that, you know, you come to a point and then, you know, where am I going to go? I mean, yeah. I appreciate that, you know, thanks to people like Kate and Santos, they've done a huge amount of work. But there maybe is still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, there is. And that doesn't mean we don't live in a better world. Well, that's a real big reminder for me is we don't have to live in the shit until we change things in a really positive time frame. It's almost like, oh, we want to have free energy. Yeah, free energy will be here when we end the old slave system. And that's today.
Yeah, personally, I don't want anything to do with the system, which means off-grid everything. It's
more of a.
But that's an individual. Go on.
I'll use their electricity. I'll use their wires. This is from Mother Earth still. This is my technology. This is my material. I'm made up of the same things. They ain't got no power over it more than I do. And I choose it. So are they really created that system, or did I do it? I did. I take responsibility for it. And so now I'm looking at the consciousness of the people, and how do we shift that so we're no longer in that old dream that we keep seeing this bullshit happening. And we know that it's a shared dream, that all of us is part of it, and we all have this connection to the heart. This is why we're coming here. We're like, how do we change that dream that changes the one that's out here, that we've been talking from the causal, from the spirit? What is it that we do that you keep thankfully, I'm glad you remind me. What is it we do? Whether it's, look at more sunsets, look at more sunrises, be in the nature more. It's very simple things we're going to do. Stay out of the bullshit. Resonate more with the truth. And it's as simple as it gets.
It's back to basics. It's totally back to basics. It's you. It's your family. It's your friends. It's your environment. They're the most important things.
Yeah, we're aware of the whole planet. We're not excluding it. But no, it's not. And we're bringing focus to where we need to, self. Yeah,
I mean, like Kate often says, you know, you got to sort your own shit out first, which, you know, I've got a lot of shit to sort out. But if you're on the right path, you know where you're heading. It's again like Kate says, you got to take the rudder. You got to take control of your shit. Whose destiny? Is it the government's destiny my life is going to follow? Is it going to be my life, my decisions, my choices, my life?
It has to be your life. There's no other way. And that's what people are told.
People aren't allowed to live their lives. I mean, I see a lot of selfish people. Money has the carrot stick. Money has people can't comprehend a system, a society, a way of life without money, can they?
They're gonna. And because it's coming clearer. Just like we can talk about it clearer. It's coming clearer. We're moving to that. Plain and simple, because one's a unreality. I'm going to use the word unreality. The real reality, that shit don't exist. The real reality, you can't cause harm and enslave anybody. That's the real reality. This other one's the distortion, the unreality. Call it the Matrix if you like. That's not the reality, except that is fact. It's the unreality, and it's being closed. That channel is being turned off.
The paper fictional bullshit.
Yes, and that includes the government.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Made it back.
Hey.
All clear.
Yeah, I've been having a hell of a time here getting bumped. I was here in a bit. Thanks, Mike, and you guys have been holding the table nice. And I know Bindi shares that.
Okay, we're losing you again.
Go ahead.
Keep going,
Go
Mike.
figure. I'm having fun with Skype on this end, guys.
Okay, guys, I think we should carry on. I think what we'll do is actually play a song, guys, for all you guys that were talking. This is Paul Giovanni. So I'll just play a song and then see if Kate levels out a bit with the Skype, okay?
Super.
Excellent, guys.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Kate, are you with us?
I am here.
All yours.
Okay. All right. Just trying to get a spot that's quiet. There we go.
Sounding good.
There we go. Is that better?
Sounding great.
Okay, yeah, it's just been a nightmare on Skype today. I get days like that. It's pretty blowy here as well. So, yeah. Anyway, no, thanks, guys. You guys are doing great. What I could hear, I was able to hear a fair bit, but I didn't want to jump in, of course. And of course, when I did want to jump in, I couldn't. So there you go. It's just the way it is. It's all good. It's been a rather interesting afternoon, to be sure. But I've got Bindi in the call here. I want to get. I'm not sure if Bindi has shared anything yet, but I definitely want to get Bindi in here because she's got a few interesting things to share today. Are you there, Bindi?
Sure are.
There you are, my Scorpio angel.
How
are you?
I'm okay. I'm sitting back, chilling, relaxing, listening to the two gentlemen with their excellently, almost feminine male, no, not almost, very feminine male balanced energy. It was very nice to listen to. So thank you, guys. Hang on, my phone's yelling at me. Shut up.
Go figure. And I have to concur with that. It's one of the things with Mike and Mark when they come into the call. There's always a beautiful, peaceful energy around them, and I could just sit and listen to them for hours.
Just the tone of the voice was enough. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, happy new now, or old now, or whichever one you want. Step sideways. I'm doing good. Been spending most of what everybody calls Christmas handing out flyers, of course. I haven't been celebrating Christmas for years now. It's not my thing and never really sat well with me. New Year's is just a good excuse to have friends around, but yeah, no. So I just went around being a vigilante instead of a vigilante. And
I love it.
Yeah, just handed the shit out and had fun, flirting with people. I've got Mercury and Sag, so, I just flirt around and get away with basically everything. I had fun. I came home all energized and psyched, and then I did graveyard shifts at the homeless shelter, did my bit. And, yeah, life's good. A couple of new friends showing up here and there that are interested in, the whole syncretism, and I'm slowly introducing them to your writing, and, yeah, they're getting it. So, it's good. Yeah. Yeah,
I got word earlier today from Jorge, and actually shared a wonderful conversation. It would appear that the people at Divine Province are catching on real quick as well, and they're actually referencing my work now. It's not my work, it's our work, right, guys? So I mean, it's like when I say, you know what I mean, because what I bring to the table is what I've collected from the table, you see, and what I work with. This is why it is our co-creation. So when I see that happening, that's when I know. I don't believe. I know that the consciousness is getting it. This is the magic of the upload. This, in order to get into a consciousness upload position, you have to be in a completely neutral place. That is the magic of changing your reality. And this essay that I'm still working on, Cain and Abel, this is what I'm going to hopefully be able to explain, so that when you get your aha moment, as I did, you will start seeing things like the clues of, I've had a couple of movies given to me that hadn't even one right now that I've got, it hasn't even been released yet. Another one that I watched, I got a few days before it was released. So what that tells me allegorically is that we're now working in the present, as in the making manifestations happen. And I watch them, and they're beautiful. I mean, it is so funny when you really get here. There is no worry about anything really. I won't get caught up in the dramas, and it's very easy. We all know this. It's very easy to get caught up in these dramas. Ninja said it earlier, and this is exactly the same thing with me. As I have to be mindful of when I'm getting pulled into something, and as soon as I feel that I am, because I can feel it, it's actually a magnetic, right? We're dealing magnetic electric. So if an intention is put out, that is something that pushes away, and you have to choose to be magnetic with something like that. So that's the law of attraction, and that's why this magnetic electric me universe is so difficult and so easy to maneuver. It just depends on how you look at it. For me, I accept all things. I don't accept, well, I like that bit, and I don't like that bit, and I like that bit, and I don't want that bit. But so I accept all things with the reality, with the knowing that once I can accept all things, I now have a greased lateral timeline, and I can slide to wherever I want to be based on my choices that are completely neutral. Only in the neutral zone. That's why the Romu Law minds, the Romulans, come in to attack. Because they don't want you in the neutral zone. They want to kick your ass out of the neutral zone. And of course, you don't want to get into an alliance with the Klingons, the ones that are looking for a savior, right? And of course, you don't want to park your ship at a wharf, half man, half beast, which is what wharf in the... It's just a coincidence, right? No, it's not. When you start to see the comedy, when you start to see all of these little things happening, you stop taking things so seriously. You're not bound by that polarity star. Remember, where everything is, every star has a, every star is a binary system.
Mm. Can I hook on to that star thing for a second? And the not so serious? Yeah?
Please.
On my travels near Central Station in Rotterdam, of course, I was flyering, and there was a police officer looking at me, and I thought, oh, here we go. I've got a retrial. So I knew he was going to come over and start talking to me, so I let him. And he gave me the basic yak I needed, a permit, yada, yada, all in Dutch. And after about 2 minutes, I just looked at him and smiled, and instead of being neutral, I shifted into complete and utter love. I just thought, I'm going to love the hell out of this bloke. And I said, in plain English, I didn't understand the word you said, mate. So he switched to English and said, you need permits. He switched to English. Yes. He said, can I have your ID? And I said, yes, I have a lot of ideas. Which one do you want? He said, no, your ID. He said, yeah, which idea do you want? So I kept word screwing him a bit, playing. And all the while I was folding a flyer, because on it there is the words, I am God, and I folded it, and I put it in his pocket, all the while flirting and, misleading him a bit with words. So he had in his pocket, I am God. And then once again I said, please ma'am, I want your ID. I said, do you have one? And then he took out his badge and gave it to me. So I basically got him to ID to me. And then I looked at it and I said, there's a nice shiny star on here, just like on your cap. I hope you have a nice day. Keep shining. And I walked away and he let me go.
I love you, Bindi.
Yeah, the fun. I thought, the poor sod. He's in a worse place than I am, so let's not give him a hard time and just love him to death. And I just played a bit, flirted, and he was... We
are the lions.
Yeah. But, there's the star and there's the shift to love. Yeah.
Yeah. We are the lions. Let's bring the lambs home. Yeah. Right? The ones that wear the lamb wigs. Yep. You know? But
he walked off with God in his pocket. So, that's up.
And he'll look at it.
Yeah, he's going to read it. He knows he will. Yeah.
Oh, awesome, Benny. See, this is the power of a Scorpio in full power of the intent of the sign, and perfectly balanced to, instead of taking the stinger and stinging out and stinging back, it is a pure directional of neutral position where the stinger isn't even visible. And boy, can you sting heavy duty when you don't use it. Yeah, it's funny. I was watching The Hobbit, and what's the name of Bilbo Baggins' sword? The Stinger.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just a coincidence too, right? So,
really.
But again, this is we got to get into the neutral zones, and that's the new, as in past tense of no, you knew something, right? And it's also brand new, which means it's something that just appeared because you knew something. And tri, which is a trinity, the self, the himself, herself, itself, you, the God, all of all. So that's what it means to be neutral.
And from neutral, you can shift. You can be in cause of your shift to whichever angle you need instead of being coerced into one. That's the whole sovereignty, as far as I'm concerned. The rest is all psychobabble. If you're in neutral, to every action there's a reaction, but you are in a place where you can choose from a sovereign place instead of a reactive place, and that's the difference. That's all it is. It's alchemy.
Yeah, when you fall into the neutral zone, what happens there? If you take the allegory of Scylla and Charybdis, the devil in the deep blue sea, and I've explained the psi law and Charib Dios many times. Don't need to get into that. Both sides, one will either take the entirety of you, and the other one will either just strip you apart piece by piece by piece. So what you need to do is when you fall into the neutral zone, is you run center stream, and you go with the flow, baby, because that's your lateral timeline. And when you get into neutral, that is where you are in your absolute creative space. That's where you're not being bombarded with script writing for something that's coming up, or and of course you're going to script write something coming up based on your past. So what we're doing there is trying to use past problems for future solutions. And I'm going to ask you very clearly, how do you think that's going to work? It's not. It's going to keep you in that, that's one of my favorite terms, psychobabble. It keeps you in psychobabble land. And you will go circular, and you will justify your position, and you will defend your position, and you will be offended, and you will be all over the place, and you are going to be at complete effect to another's cause. I choose to be the spirit with intent of creation, the ka you say. It is all in the phonics. And all I'm interested in doing now, and that is the magic, the real magic. That's all I'm trying to show people, because when they start to get looking at words, you start to see the comedy. You start to see the humor. You start to see the, oh my God, I fell for that. You start to see the pranksters, okay, the prana of spirit, of divine feminine creation. Pranksters? Pranas? You can't make this up, because we did. It's a beautiful game. What you got to do now is accept the game grid and start playing with it. Just had a deja vu. There we go. Timeline just shifted major. Okay, so we just slid sideways, boys and girls. So new creations. And this is the intent we carry. Okay, so this is your power. I know, because you're me. You're magnetic electric. I'm me. Magnetic electric. And what we're doing now is it's like having this 1,000-cylinder engine, and every one of these pistons are finally starting to fire in sequence together. Sequence. There's the se, himself, herself, itself. Q, the ovum inseminated, right? Look at the letter Q. It's an O with a sperm in it, okay? And ens, which means mind. So se, Q, ens, or sequence, is creation. Pure, Q is pure creation, of course, and they have to cue your position in the movie here. And ent means mind. So there it is. The words go on, and you are going to be magically astonished when you get here. And I know so many of you are, and that's why you come to this table. It's why I come to this table. I'm not going to hang out with anyone that I can't have a conversation with. Conversation. Right? Con with, ver, truth. Sa or say, there's creation again. T, note of love. Io, the goddess of creation. Go back to your mythology, you'll see the goddess Io. And N, it's all mine. So that's who I want to have a conversation with. I want to be in conversation with those that want to be in conversation with me. I don't want to deal in the antics and the meat stick games and all the rest of the nonsense that goes with it. It is so blasé. It is so droll. Let's take the game up a notch. And that's what we're doing. This roller coaster, the wave that we are building, is getting higher and higher. I wish I could convey the picture. If you can, you'd have to actually be in an airplane to see the view I had from the top of this roller coaster. And I'm looking down on it, so this is going to be one hell of a ride. And that's all I could think when I was there. I was looking over and going, oh yeah, this is going to be a rush. This is going to be a monster rush. Monster, my star. Go ahead, throw a word out. Let's see what we got. Anybody?
You know what I like? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Su, under, per, by, ka, spirit, ka, law, spirit of law. Supercalifra, there's your frau, feminine. Supercalifragia, and that can also be ya or yes. Supercalifragilistic list. Okay, we're sinking the ship, right? Get it? Sinking, S-Y-N-C. When a ship lists, it sinks. So what we're doing is sinking the mind. List, I see. Cool, eh?
Wonderful.
Now you know why I have such a hard time having a conversation with them, because I'm hearing a completely different language. It's like Bindi just gave the perfect allegory of it. Here's this guy talking to her in Dutch, and Bindi's fluent in Dutch, right? And then she turns the tables on the guy and says, "I didn't understand a word you said, mate." and she's got that beautiful accent that she can get away with it. And this guy fell for it. Who was causing that situation? Who was affected? And who walked away with a shiny? Oh, look, I am a shiny star, and I have God in my pocket. Like, tell me that's not planting seeds of seeds. Are we having fun yet?
Yep.
I'm always having fun, Kate.
Yay! Ninja.
Even when I'm sitting all on my own and I can't hear shit and no one can hear me, I'm still having fun.
Well, welcome back to the table.
Oh, and I have Moth in here. Wish you guys would hit 1 so I can see you on the board.
Thank you, darling.
Anyway, Moth is in here too, so we do have the 3 fates today. Yay!
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, hon.
Hi, Moth. Oh, hi, darling.
Hello, sweetheart.
Happy New Year. I have to tell you a lovely story. Happy New Year. I did a
Happy New Reality.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Completely.
New timeline.
You were just talking about taking a fence, and you'll love this. The universe has just taken my fence. The whole thing is gone. I have no fence in my garden. I have no privacy. I'm completely open to the elements in the world. It's bloody hilarious.
Yeah.
Bush, and I don't mean that sort of bush. The bush ended up down the street with all my rubbish bins. It's hilarious. And I thought, okay, universe is telling me I'll be out there. So I've been saying yes to everything. Met people, just crazy, bizarre, wonderful things. But something that just keeps ringing back. This year is so magical. 2014 is amazing. But the thing that I keep thinking is, you remember that lovely film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? And you remember when the girl in it keeps just drawing pictures of this incredible mountain, and the guy keeps doing these sculptures of that mountain, and they've just got the mountain in their head. This is what 2040 feels to me. That one morning we're all going to wake up and go, I need to go to that field over there, and we're going to get there, and there'll be hundreds of people we already know there. That's my favourite road. I'm just going to wake up one morning and know exactly where to go.
Right.
So bring it on. Bring it on.
So trimming the bush wasn't enough, eh?
No.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Hey. Oh, hello, Paulie.
Yeah, it sounds more like an offence more than offence that's happened to you, and that was a great joke by Bindi there. So yeah, fantastic. I just realised what I'm involved with. Fantastic.
Yeah, we're not crazy. Welcome.
Guys, before you carry on, because we've got 10 minutes left before Ben comes on next show, can I just mention to all who's listening, sorry Kate, to everyone who's listening to please donate to Critical Mass Radio, to come to www.criticalmassradio.co.uk. There's a subscribe button on the left hand side. We're still looking for 200 people. We are 185 people short of that, and we've been doing this for 3 months now. And if you can't do that, if you can donate, please do so on the right hand side. But the station needs your help big time. Right, sorry guys, over to you. Sorry Kate.
Hey, Paul, I was going to ask if you would do that, because this is your baby. And I want people to know that if it wasn't for Paul, we wouldn't be in our rated PG movie, the parental guidance movie here. The Critical Mass table is the most important table on this planet. I know that because you're here.
Oh.
All of you, everyone that's tuned in every single night. This is the most important radio station in this universe right now. I know that. That's what I have in my movie. And you're all superstars in it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have anything less than an all-star cast. I'm sorry. I'm a selfish director that way. I want all the best, right? And I'm sure you do too. So there we go. So anything you guys can do, please. You know, Paul needs help. We throw it. I mean, I'm a subscriber. And everyone knows how I survive. I'm at the complete mercy of the universe. I accept all things. So, please, if you can, chip in. You know, it's all good. It's beautiful. Because without this table, you'd still see lots of red and blue lights flashing behind you, which you won't see anymore because they're not in my movie. They're not in my movie script for you. So, please, there is no editing of this script, by the way. It's already written. So there you go. You're the star of the show. You always were. You always knew this, too. You've known this from a very young age. You've always been the star, and you always knew that you were here to do something incredible. I know, because you're me. I know that. You know that. And think of all the little victories that you've had in your life, early victories. You know, you might have won this award or that award, whatever. That was just a sampling. And imagine how you felt as a young child being recognized for something you did. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bindi, you there?
Bindi's gone.
Oh, she dropped out.
Bindi and Ninja just dropped off, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I saw Ninja drop off. Oh, shit. Oh, well, you know, it's been a fun day, but listen, we've only got about, 7 minutes left here anyway, so I was going to read an essay, but I won't have time to do that now, so I'll save that for tonight. I've got to finish this Cain and Abel one and hopefully be able to finally convey the aha moment of seeing the magic and the fun contained within the words. And it is the easiest of every single roadmap I have ever wanted to follow. It is the most perfect opening of creation. It is the, purple people. That's what Phoenician means. Or the phony shun, the fake shun. This is a great big hoax. So have a look at all the things that you've been ranting and raving at. I know I have. And imagine that scene is from candid camera. And it's now going to be played for you. And you're going to see how badly you got in the joke. And then you're going to go, oh my God, I fell for that. And then you'll laugh. You will. Look at how intense you got. Look at how crazy you got. Perfect. I mean, this is what bliss is all about. It is being the power of Isis. BL Isis, right? Be all Isis. 13, B, 13th warrior. That's the O, Phi, U, cuss, or Q's, right? It's all in the sound. It's the only thing that language has in common. Every letter, number, whatever, number, indeed they are. The only thing they all have in common is one thing, it's sound. The only thing this universe has in common, this physical universe, is sound, because light is just a higher frequency of sound. So if you can understand Phoenician law, you understand the workings of the universe. And it doesn't require a calculator. It doesn't require anything, actually. It just requires you. And when you start to see the magic contained within it, what you're going to begin to see are the coincidences built into every single word. And when you start seeing all the coincidences built into every single word, you start seeing the magic of everything being connected. And then you start to get into a neutral position. And once you're in that neutral position, then you can start manifesting and creating the timeline you want. So be the child and daydream a little, shall you? We've been too busy all wrapped up in our 40-hour work weeks, our paying this and worrying about paying that, payment, pay mind. Yes, indeed you have. We all have. I just don't play that game anymore. All I'm trying to do is show the rest of me how it works. I'm just trying to give you the key. The X marks the spot. The key ro, the life spirit breath. So that you understand that everything you say, S-E, himself, herself, itself, everything you say is creation. So be mindful of what you think, of course, because every thought is a wish. Be careful what you wish for. And every word is creation itself. That's why it's called a word, W-H-I-R-R-E-D. And this whole reality is based on spirals. Spirals. Are you inspired yet? Inspiration, which is the yin, shun, the dark, that's the physical reality. The 9 is creative consciousness in the spiritual, and the 6 is the physical manifestation. That's why the yin and the yang work together, because from the yin you have darkness with a point of light. And in the in the yin you have darkness with a point of light. In the yang you have light with a pointness of dark. So in the yang, what you're doing is putting your light into the physical. And the only way you can do that, did I mention that light is just another frequency of sound, just higher? Right. Okay. That's how you create light. That's how you create all things here. So we need to stop being at effect to our creation and start working with it and building upon it. And you will do that when you start seeing the magic, and when you can finally look in the mirror and laugh and go, my God, I fell for it. This is the hoax of hoaxes. How else are we going to find bliss without having the biggest joke in the universe played on ourselves? And we'll sit back and laugh. Promise, we'll have a beer too. And I think that's pretty much getting close to it. So again, I will say, please, if you can, help out at criticalmassradio.co.uk. Pop in whatever you can. Would be greatly appreciated, and it keeps you at the table with the rest of us. And I know Paul will appreciate it, because I know you work very hard, Paul. You have worked very hard building this critical mass seed, and this is why we are here. This is the critical mass, and I know we're at the top of that potential right now, and I hope you're ready for the ride of the universe, because here it comes.
Okay, baby. I like some of that.
Here it comes. It's here. It's here now. It's in my movie. I just brought it from the ether side to here. See, the dreamland that's you. That's the ether, that's you. So I just bring it, put it in the reality here, and man, you should see the view. It's beautiful. So there it is. Change your point of view, V-I-E-W, by changing your point of you, Y-O-U. Sounds the same, doesn't it? Point of view? Sure does. Phonics, baby. It's all in the sound.
And of course, Via is Theo.
Yeah. I was going to say, Moth, if you could, we got a minute left here. If you want to do a shout out for your show tomorrow at the same time.
I was actually going to start next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm being very lazy. I'm very sorry. I'm not on tomorrow. I will be back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, the 15th.
Okay.
So see you there, guys.
That's all you're going to talk about your show? You have a perfect opportunity here?
Sorry. Yes. I thought everybody would know by now. Take piss. I speak about piss. Talk about piss. It's all about the piss story of our lives. I have guests on who tell their piss story of how they started and the changes in their lives. It's gorgeous. I had a very interesting discussion last night off Spirit Radio with some guys who were very anti-taking their wee, which I thought was very interesting. And I am looking out for people to get some scientific proof to confound these scientific men who aren't feeling enough with their hearts. So there you go. Let's get busy.
We are the lions here to bring the lambs home. We are the lions that will lay down with the lambs. It has been in the mirror too long. And on that note, I just want to say a great big thank you to Paul Giovanni, and the rest of the team at criticalmassradio.co.uk, Moth, Ninja, everybody. Thank you guys so much. And, of course, all of you that come to the table and share your point of view with me. The other point of view. Much love to everybody. We'll catch you guys in, let me see, about 3 hours from now on the sister station, sister platform, rather, of Critical Mass Radio on Blog Talk. So much love to everybody. Thank you, Paul, so much. And the board is yours.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
I got Mike's line open, and I've got area code 816 open. So let's have some fun today, shall we? Who wants to jump in first? Michael? Hey, who we got on 816?
Hey, this is me. I'm going to remain anonymous because I really don't have anything deep and special to share. I just want you guys to know that I've been enjoying your radio show, and you've brought a lot of reality and a lot of things that are working among the planet that are making it a better place. But yet, I still am more of an esoteric person, and I want some more magic brought into the show. So maybe that can be something I can do later. Meanwhile, I'm still kind of shy and don't really know how to present myself or respond to the show, but I just wanted to be part of it. So here I am, and thank you for answering me. I think that we're way beyond talking about, who's doing what and why and all that kind of stuff. That's the old paradigm. We're in the new paradigm now, and we're talking about what we're going to do about it. And it's not just about, the cops are bad and, this is bad. We all know that. I would assume everybody on this radio show is way beyond the information that we're sharing. But then again, that might be my ego saying it, because I've been studying it for years and years, that I think that other people already know it. Yet I feel that once we're at this level and we're doing this thing, that we need to take it up a notch, and we need to know what we're going to do on that higher level rather than worrying about the lower vibratory frequencies, because we don't acknowledge them. If we acknowledge them, they continue to exist. So, in my opinion, what are we going to do as I'm not sure even the person's name who told us how when we go above the sine waves and the regular bouncing around and following that wave, once we've grown above it, and what we do, like you said, we're feeding that downsize with all of our newly recognized and accomplished I lost my words. I'm just hoping that we can do something that is above the lower frequency and keep something that those of us who are trying to do a higher frequency and keep that in mind and connect on that level. That's what I'm wanting to get from this radio show. And on that note, I'll stop on ahead before I embarrass myself.
Oh, it's all good. And yeah. One of the things about what I talk about, most of the stuff that I want to convey, I just, at this point, again, this is about every day wanting to bring it up another notch, right? Because something new enters, new as in I've already known this, K-N-E-W, new comes into view.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most difficult things to do is to convey these really, and I'm talking out of this world.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
Critical Mass Radio.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now it's our turn.
And welcome to Outside the Box, criticalmassradio.uk or .co.uk. Sorry, guys. I'm having a morning. I'm having such a morning, pole shift and all. Anyway, yeah, thank you for bringing into Outside the Box, Three Fates edition with yours truly. And Ninja and Moth, looks like both Moth and Ninja are having issues there and with Skype and what have you. So we'll just see how that works. But, all things perfect, guys. So it's all good. Wow, what a ride, eh? Just a second. I just had to do a quick post here. Okay, just one sec. Just I'll just send it as is. Get everybody in the loop to let them know we're here on criticalmassradio.uk, and what a lot of fun it is. Ah, my goodness. I got to tell you, I haven't been on the computer much today at all. Maybe a half hour before, 45 minutes before coming on the air here. Well, really, we're just had to start texting with people and Skype and what have you. We've got a lot of messages on Facebook to get to. I haven't checked my email in a couple of days, so I'm not looking forward to that. So I am doing my best to stay in direct contact with everybody, and I will do my absolute best. Please bear with me. I will, and I always do make an effort to connect with each and everyone that does contact me. Sort of like Santa Claus that does answer the mail, you know. So really, the actual, right? So I like to make sure that people know that we're connected, you know. So that's what consciousness is all about, and that's why the whole aspect, a great post by Trace a bit earlier there with regards to, you cannot be a leader, nor can you be a follower, right? Here's talking out about if you're following and leading, right? If you have the assumption of following or leading. If you're following someone, you're granting them, I want to follow you. And now listen, there's a very fine line between resonating with what someone is sharing with you and following them. Okay? When in your own truth and your own light, and you hear the confirmations, these are not the directions that you have to follow. These are the confirmations that you already know. And this is going to keep you on your own straight and narrow. So that eliminates the whole follower concept. That's where people, if truly are in the mode, I know you are, I see it every day, countless ways. And that's where I stay. I'm certainly not leading anyone. I'm certainly not going to follow anyone, right? So that's a game, right? Now, purple, of course, is the color of royalty. It's the color of the crown, your crown. It's the culmination of bringing the red and the blue, the magnetic and electric, masculine and feminine, into balance. Because when you mix red and blue, what do you get? Well, you get purple, don't you? So if you want to see an allegorical example of something or someone that is completely out of balance, out of whack, just have a look at the top of a cop car with the flashing red and blues, right? Conflict, right? Yeah, I know. I get it. You're in conflict, and you're out trying to show everybody else how out of balance you are, to see how out of balance they are, and listen. It was funny. There was a post with apparently all the barristers or lawyers. Let me get to it. It's pretty funny, actually. I thought it was anyway. Let me see. Someone had posted it. I love to give credit where credit is due to me, right? That's you. Oh, yeah, it's great. When you know that you're everybody, you take credit for everything. Oh, yeah, and that includes all the bad stuff, too, because that's you, too. All right. I'm just scrolling down here. This is really funny. This is how I look at the world, all right? I just I glance at the allegories just to see what's going on as it relates and only pertains to me. Oh, great post, by the way, Adam. Yeah, the crown upside down does look like a pair of balls and a dick, doesn't it? Yeah. Have a look at it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you got to turn the world upside down to see it properly. You got to turn it inside out and backwards, too. You got to step through the looking glass, Alice. When you get on the other side of the looking glass, it really just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. Here it is. Thousands of barristers walk out for the first time in protest at plans to slash 220 million pounds from their, trough, their piggy trough. But what's interesting is look at who the real sheeple are, right? Oh, they prove it. They've got their little lamb wigs on, right? Look, and they're all the black sheep. You get it? I don't know about you, but what about the concept of the lions? We are the lions, we must rise. And, of course, the lion has to lie down with the lamb. Because the truth is, these little lambs, these little sheeple, the real sheeple, are asleep. That is the darkness of consciousness. That is the true dark that, I'm just going off my Facebook page to show you the allegories. They come into me in real time. Okay, Carl Jung said it the best, and that was shared by Tracy. Tracy, thank you, Trace. Excuse me, different traits. See, there's different traits. Here it is. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's your answer. The dark part of our consciousness, the lambs, the real sheeple, the lawyers, the barristers, the judges, the cops. I mean, look, the cops are out there where they're flashing red and blue lights. They're screaming, "Look, I'm out of balance! I'm out of balance! I'm completely asleep!" Right? So it's our job to awaken that part of our consciousness, not beat the shit out of it. Right? You're the lions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The real fair fight, right? The whole thing about pedestals, right? Pedo stalls. Yeah, okay, that works. I think it was mentioned. Yeah, good observation. Good phonic. And then we have the leader side. Well, why is it so bad to be a leader? I'll tell you why it's so bad to be a leader, because it means I'm stealing somebody else's energy, and I don't want it, because I have all the energy in the universe. Why would I need it? Also, if someone chooses to be a leader, what they're saying is they're actually weak. They're actually weaker than a follower. Right? Someone that thinks that they need to lead people is someone with a serious amount of ego that is, and I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. If someone needs to be a leader, that means that they need to be worshipped. They need the pedestal. And here's the other mirror of that. Someone claims to be a leader and wants followers. Well, what they're actually doing as a leader, led of the light of God in the mirror. You see, lead, gold, lead, turn gold, lead into gold. Oh, okay. I you knew that. Okay? And what's happening here is they're trespassing the shit all over everybody's game, right? That's the difference between holding up a fishing rod and saying, "Hey, look what I got. What a cool tool. Watch this." And you fish for yourself. And if someone's being a really good observer, not a follower, and certainly not a leader, if they're being a good observer, they're going, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I want one of those." Cool, and there it is. And it's there for everybody, right? So you can catch your own fish. Because there's nothing more damaging to the human soul than giving someone fish all day, never teaching them how to fish. And that's a bit of a faux pas. But really, it's about showing from your perspective how you fish as to how you land the big ones. And then you simply show them, here's the spot where we fish. Come on over. This is the fishing rod I use. If you like the model, there's lots of them. And let's fish together. Let's see how many fish we can land. And that's the game to me. I don't want to... fish with someone that's going, I'm going to catch a bigger fish than you. Well, I'm going to tell you, great, I hope you do, because the big fish that you catch matters for me just as much as it matters for you. So have at it. There's no competition there. That's called co-creation. That's called getting it together, team-wise, right? And that is the T note of love of M, which is the electromagnetic, right? And you have the am in there. Oh, you can mix this all up, right? It's beautiful. It's all encased in the phonics. The whole universe is created with sound, and that sound has been transferred into little shapes and squiggles and lines and stuff, where someone has said, well, this particular shape means this particular sound. And if you agree with that, then you are in contract with it. So I choose to break contract with all the literals and start having a bit of fun with my own purple people, Phoenician game. Lion against a lamb. Sure, that's a fair fight. We've had it in the mirror long enough where we thought we were the sheep and they were the lions. No. Everything's mirrored here. You just got to see it from the other side of the looking glass. And when you do, oh boy, all that angst and anger, the stuff that stops you, the emote ions, the no ability to cast spell ions, the creations. Yeah, that'll keep you all tied up in knots. Nautical ones too. Gee, I wonder why they call it naughty. When someone is bad, they're being naughty. N-A-U? Yeah, it sounds awful like nautical, or the knot I call. Let's tie ourselves up, shall we? This is the binding of the onion, or Orion, or the union. You can spell it any way you want. You can change it around any way you want. I'm not sure. Well, we got Nick in the call. Oh, yay! I'm not sure about you, but not equals, not do not. That's creation is all about that. It's about being original and creative. And if you're following rules, if you're coloring inside the lines, damn it, you're a follower. Dare to be you. Ninja, are you there?
Yeah, hi ladies.
Did we get, just checking to see if, we haven't got Moth in. I did try to bring her into the call, so I'm not sure if
okay. I thought I saw her in, so that's why it was ladies plural, but how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I don't have any lines. Unless I've drawn them myself, those ones.
That's exactly the ones. Yep, that's exactly it. You draw your own lines. You draw your own boundaries. You live inside someone else's boundaries, or you draw your own. You choose.
Yeah.
But it's been a bit of fun, eh? I got to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, every day is fun, isn't it? It's just whether you choose to look at it that way, I suppose. And it is easy, very, very easy to get, pulled back into the drama. I'm doing that every hour. I'm back and forth like a yo-yo. But I'm aware of it. That's the point. Just trying to reach that place where it's not happening quite so often.
That is the key to the game. It's not. You nailed it right there. It's once you are aware that you are getting pulled into the drama and then pulling yourself out. That just being aware that there is a drama that you're getting pulled into is the key to this game. That is the real separation of you from the program ego, the little voice that keeps talking, no, do this, do that. Think. No. No, it's time to get all quiet about that shit. So I'm looking forward to finishing off this second essay, the Cain and Abel one, which I will do after off the air. I was going to read The Enemy Mind to give people a perspective on that. Again, this is the once a week on the main board show, which I love to do. Sorry about last week, guys. I was just exhausted and traveling, and just a lot of stuff wasn't gelling. And yeah, I really needed the break because I did. I just called my own shot. So I thought, you know what? Distance makes the heart go fonder, and I got to tell you, I love you even more after that. So it's awesome. Are you still